Hi, welcome to Interrogation. Comedians tell their own true crime stories, then we get to ask them questions about it after. The audience at this show can even text in their own crimes anonymously, and we read those live on stage. Gotta go.
Are you guys ready to see your next criminal of the evening? This guy's so funny. Get loud right now for Phil Corridor, everybody!
I know what you guys are thinking. You guys are thinking, this guy doesn't do crime. Why would he do crime? But I guess one must ask themselves, what is crime, really? You know, like on the way here, I saw this guy with his arm hanging out his window, but the window wasn't all the way down. Like, that guy's a serial killer. Call it. That's a crime if I ever saw it. But have you guys ever heard of a DWAI? Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those made-up crimes that only happen to black people. It was driving while ability impaired.
Oh, I got one of those.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it was terrible. It's about, half price of a DUI. Yeah. A little discount. It was terrible. Just like all those classes and then the breathalyzer in the car. But this all happened, it was 2012 on the 4th of July. I was at the Boulder Reservoir, and, it was the 4th of July, so I was planning on getting fucked up. Like, I was a young man. I had a backpack full of malt liquor, and like a big paper bag full of shit weed. It was a good time. But I rode my bike into the reservoir. The people at the little booth, the ticket booth, they're like, hey, you can't. And, I just did the classic, like, oh, what? Oh, hi. And then just kept riding. And it was packed. And, I proceed to get fucked up. And, it's probably like 2 p.m. And I'm nearing blackout. And, I'm just hanging out with all my friends. And then I used to do the thing where you just wander away from your group and get into shenanigans. So, like, I wandered away to the maintenance area of, like, the reservoir, like, with all of their, like, equipment. And I found this tractor. It was like a John Deere 4200. So you guys know. It was the one with the forklift in the front and the rototiller in the back. And they left the keys in that bitch. And I was like, oh, they left these in here for me. I should probably drive this around. And so, like, I got on it, turned it on, familiarized myself with the controls, and gosh, I couldn't find the e-brake. And I was like, oh, fuck it. And then and I just like started driving it, and it was pretty fun, I'll have to admit. I drove it about like 100 feet, probably. And then the staff, I'm driving it, and I look behind me, and the staff is like running after me, like, get off of there. I was like, oh shit. And then I ask them, like, oh, do you want me to put it back? I'm like, no, yeah. And then I go back to my group for like a while. They're like, Phil, where'd you go? I was like, oh, yeah. And then I'm just, finding whatever beer's left. And then the cops, like, they're going through like a sea of people, and they find me, and they're like, hey, were you driving the tractor? And I can't, like, it haunts me, like how different my life would have been if I just said no. Like, I just said no. It was like an hour before that, and there's like 20,000 people there, maybe 3 black people, but still. Like, they probably didn't ask those guys. But yeah, I was like, well, yeah, I was on the tractor. It was a while ago. Am I in trouble? And they're like, have you been drinking today? I'm like, it's the 4th of July. Like, I'm drunk for sure, but I'm trying to establish my independence. And then they made me do roadsides in the parking lot with my shirt off. Like, I was obviously wasted. And so I did roadsides. They took me into the station. And then all the cops are like, oh, well, what'd you do? Because, like, I just didn't have a shirt on or shoes. And they're like, oh, what happened? I was like, oh, I drove the tractor. And then the other cops, they would be like, oh, yeah, dude, he fucking drove this tractor out the fucking reservoir. And then all the cops are like, oh, that's awesome. It's so fucking cool. Right thumb, please, Yeah, everybody thought it was the coolest thing. And they just proceeded to throw the book at me. I had like daily breathalyzers. I had to do like 2 like UAs a week. I had to do the classes, and it took about, gosh, I don't even know how long it took. One day I just tried to get my license, and they let me have it. That was last year. So, yeah, and once I got out of jail, after my, like, hearing, all my friends, like, on the socials were, like, posting, like, articles that were, like, on the internet. Like, I Googled my own name, and, like, there was 2 full pages of this story, like, on every news outlet, and, like all across the country as well. Like, I was on a radio show in Atlanta, like, dumbest criminals of the week. I was even on a white supremacist website, like, dumbest N-words of the week. It was crazy. I was fucking famous. Like, I was walking, you know, like Park Avenue, there's that like overpass. I was just walking, and this guy is like honking his horn and like pointing and like honking, and he's like pointing, and I was like, oh dude, he knows who I am. I got in an Uber, and like when I got out, the lady was like, hey, is your name Phil? I was like, yes it is. And yeah, she read the article as well. And yeah, that was just like my 15 minutes of fame, and not worth it, but it was totally fun. Fun for that 12 seconds I was on the tractor. So, yeah, they'll never take me alive. That's what I always say. All right, well, thank you. Please don't tell anybody where I am.
Well, yeah, Phil, I know you mentioned the article, and good news, I have it pulled up right here. You fucking criminal. Okay, this is in the Westward. This is real. Under the crime section, you dirty dog.
Legitimate news. All right, let's go.
It says, Philip blank allegedly declares his independence
Hell yeah.
by driving city tractor drunk. And then it asks, how did you celebrate your independence on July 4th? Philip allegedly exercised his rights by taking a joyride on a city tractor while completely plowed.
I mean, come on, everybody.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
No.
Phil, I've known you for a long time, you know, and I was thinking about you on this show specifically, and I was truly thinking there cannot be a worse man for the police to interrogate.
Yeah.
Just in terms of like general speed of thought. But I also was interested in the functioning of the controls, because it's like you have strong kind of like John Deere gangbang energy to you, I think. Did you ever think afterwards about becoming a farmer? Did the lifestyle call to you afterwards?
Oh, no. I think,
Was it a John Deere? Was it a red tractor? What are we talking?
oh, no, it's a John Deere.
John Deere, of course. Yeah, very nice.
It's green. Yeah,
It's green, yeah.
of
Respect it.
course,
Yeah, respect. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Very prideful about it. Yeah, that
yeah.
would be the longest police interrogation ever. They're like, we need another pot of coffee. This guy's really stonewalling us up here.
They're like, it must be a character. And then they're like, oh my fucking God. That's incredible. Was there anything on the tractor? Like, was there seed?
Oh, no, it's just the forklift in the front and the tiller in the back.
Wow.
It'd be nice if he actually did do some farm work and somebody was just like, he actually saved us a couple hours. Like, that would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Any questions for Phil? Any questions?
Did you get the mugshot framed?
I made it my profile pic for a while.
So what's your handle?
Fondue jacuzzi.
Okay, everybody look up. Everybody look up Fondue Jacuzzi after the show, and you can see for yourself.
It's not my profile right now.
Oh, it's not?
It might be like buried in there somewhere, like close to 2012, but
Okay.
you can look for it. It's somewhere.
Okay.
It'll be a little Easter egg for you.
Just laying around in the history. What's up?
Yeah, no, they came, like the cops came like directly for me, and then my friends were just like, "Oh, dude, what'd you do?" Like,
Did you feel bad that they came right for you?
no, I mean, I knew what I did.
I like that you were like, well, it was a couple hours ago. Did the sobriety check involve any like nice lawnmower maneuvers, like do a figure 8? You know, like I feel like that would be the better test instead of making you walk in a straight line.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you could get a DUI on a tractor. Like,
Okay, round of applause. Did anybody know you could get a DUI on a tractor? Okay, a couple. Okay,
Yeah.
you again? Wow, okay.
This woman has lived a life.
You're crazy, lady. Yeah, I was going to say, that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like this is something that people do every weekend.
yeah, but also, I guess it was the lesser of the charges because, like, technically, that was Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, if you were playing GTA 5, the tractor usually isn't your first pick. I will say that. Any other questions? What's up?
I wish I could say I have been, but no, it's hard. Yeah, I have a car now, and you know.
Phil!
Moving on up, Phil. Moving
Yeah.
on up.
Yeah, I can't get shit
Is it a John
faced.
Deere?
No,
He just spray painted it on the back.
Ride till I die.
couple stickers, yeah.
I love the idea of all crop circles just being Phil wasted in a field. Everyone's like, it's aliens, and Phil's just like, howdy doody.
I saw 'em.
We got time for one more question. One more. What's up?
Do you think you would have gotten away with it if you said no?
Yeah, I think I would have.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I like that you phrased it like a
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah.
I would have got away with it too.
If I wasn't so honest.
Yeah, do you really think that would have been that? Like they would have just left you alone?
I think so.
I don't think so.
I think if I said no, they would have to confirm, and then I could have just like left.
Left.
Yeah, could have like ran.
Did you get to do a
just-
getaway on the tractor? Like that makes sense.
I guess go stand in a group of student athletes.
Hello, peers. All right, let's get to a couple texts before we let Phil out of here. My friend got pulled over while smoking a joint in a bacon onesie. She didn't get arrested, but still funny. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty funny. If you're gonna get but got pulled over for smoking a joint, and was it because they had the bacon onesie on? They got away with it?
Yeah, it was unfortunate it was a Jewish cop.
Like, get that away from me.
And they're like, oh, no way, no way.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm Jewish, so fuck you guys.
Yeah. No, that absolutely tracks. That's fun. I just think like if you give a cop a laugh, are they gonna let you? Do we have any police officers here besides this guy? Would you let that slide, sir? No way. Boo this man. Boo!
Al Pacino light over here is just.
Oh, that's fun. All right. So another weed-related crime. My dad was pulled over with an ounce of weed on him. He hid it between his nutsack to not get caught by the cops. Could smell it in the car. Probably could have got away with it if he was wearing a bacon suit. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. He chalked the smell up to smoking at a friend's house before heading home. They take him out of the vehicle to do a field sobriety test. As he is doing the test and getting questions, he sees a topless woman just walking around her apartment in her window. All right, so this tracks. This is a callback to earlier, probably. He mentions it to the cops, and they wait to see if he is telling the truth. He was, and they see her too, and they all laugh and send him away. Like, I mean, that really is like titties solve all problems. Like that is. Titties can really be the great equalizer in life. You should have just flashed the cops, Phil. Like I think it might have helped.
My shirt was already off.
Well, then apparently you have bad titties. I don't want to be mean here, Phil, but let's maybe step it up, get some B cups going on over there. You could have got out of that.
Why are all these stories about how you guys got away with it?
Because
Just rubbing
those
it
are the
in.
stories we like the most, everybody. I love that. The fact that somebody was just like, hey, man, see those titties over there?
Yeah.
And the cops were just like, oh, yeah. You better get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, this dude and I were talking too, and it was like to hide an ounce of weed in your nutsack.
Yeah, what?
And then to be like, that's just the size of my balls. Takes a strong fucking man, you know?
That's got to be like sitting on a booster seat.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
He's like, I'm a sick guy. That is insane.
Yeah, and if they find it, it's for my humongous nutsack. All right, last one. Still had access. I don't even really think this is a crime, but this is pretty funny. Still had access to my ex's Hulu, and I was wine drunk, so I skipped ahead on all of his current shows that he was watching. Deleted his viewing history, and I favorited a ton of weird shows. Especially the gay ones. So I fucked up his algorithm, only suggested stuff he'd hate. Not a crime, but it should be.
Where are you?
All right. Yeah. That is diabolical.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm obsessed with you. This is why we need a female president. That is incredible.
Yeah.
I am amazed by this.
That's the kind of revenge only a strong woman can think of. So vote Kamala, everybody.
The Democratic National Convention should have had you on the podium. That is insane.
Did he ever say anything to you about it? He kicked me off. He knew. He was aware. That's very awesome. I think it's funny that more people don't do that, because how many people are still on somebody else's streaming account? You got blocked out of everything. I feel like most people's streaming profile is like an STD flowchart at this point. You're like, well, I gave it to Jennifer, and then I gave it to Bobby, and then Bobby. Good for you, girl. Good for you. All right, guys, let's get it up for Phil one more time, please. Keep clapping for Phil Corridor. He is right here, bud.